Here we go again. What's up? So right off the bat, man, let me tell you guys something that's going on right now. Do you hear that noise, that buzzing sound? I hope it's not too bad. A viewer, one of my viewers, one of you guys that was watching me sweat to death the other day, went out and bought me a fan, and it showed up in the mail today. And I'm digging the breeze. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you know who you are. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I just hope it's not too noisy. So let me know if the fan noise is too much, and we'll figure something out. But we might just have to run with it tonight, see what happens. But either way, I am not sweating to death. So before we get started, man, there's so many things on my mind I wanted to tell you guys really quick. For one, a giant hurricane. I know you guys have heard about that. It is heading, I mean, here's the crazy thing. It is heading directly towards us. Now, granted, it's going to be a Category 3 maybe when it hits the coast, and it's only going to be a tropical storm when it gets to me. But still, they're talking like 8 to 12 inches of rain in my area. That is significant. Luckily, I got a lot of boats laying around if we got to use them. And you know me, I'm an outdoorsy guy anyway, so let's go out and play in the rain. We'll see what happens. But either way, we're going to wait and see. I might even do a live stream hurricane survival video. I don't even know. We'll just see what happens. But I don't know. I'm kind of nervous / kind of whatever. But let me see here. Where else are we going? If you guys have no idea what this live stream is about, my name is Jeremy. This is Exploring with the Nug. And here we do missing person cases. We pretty much talk about anything missing person, missing people being found, missing people that are still missing, cold cases, news, search teams, all that good stuff. We pretty much want to give a voice to the people who are missing, because some of these stories, they slide under the rug, they go cold, and you never know, you never hear from them. And there's like over 600,000 people missing in this country. You can guess that's a lot of people. And I bet there's a lot of them that nobody's ever even heard of. So that's what we're doing here. And on top of that, we like to hang out, have a good time. BS, just shoot the breeze, you know what I mean? And I bring you guys into the chat whenever you want. You just ask me some questions in the chat. I will answer them. Comments, concerns, anything you got. I like talking about it. If you're going to troll me, it better be comical, because I'll cancel you really quick. And you'll never get to come back and play with us. Can't hear the fan. Well, that is awesome, because it is kind of loud. It's an industrial metal one. It's going to last forever, I guarantee it. I'm so happy I got it, because you saw me the other day. I was sweating to death. How is Candace doing? She is in the same condition that she was last time we chatted. She's on the couch. She's resting. She can't do much. I've been picking up where she can't do anything. We went to the doctor today. They had an ultrasound done on the kidney to check an artery that goes to the kidney to see if it was working right. We don't know anything about that yet. We're going back to the doctor's Thursday. We have 2 doctor's appointments Thursday for the kidney, and then I think we're going to have a better answer on what is going to be done next. But essentially, inevitably, it's going to be a stent, and then they're going to monitor, and ultimately, there's going to be surgery in the future. But you know, we got to go through the steps, because obviously the doctors do not want to take out the kidney if they don't have to. But ultimately, between you and me, I think it's going to happen. But she's very positive about it. She wants to just get it done so she can get back to work, because she's sitting on the couch. She hates it. You know her. She's a busy bee. She wants to be here in the cabin. She wants to be doing stuff. And with her down, not working, I don't really get to leave the house that much either. So with us not working, it's the finances are tightening in on us. But, you know, we're staying positive. We're keeping a fresh look on things. How are you doing, Jeremy? Did you try hot drinks to cool you down? Did you try hot drinks? I don't think that works, but I do have myself an Alka-Seltzer, a seltzer water, and I don't really like it, but it's better for me than a soda, because I am dieting, and believe it or not, I'm already down 10 pounds, but I lose weight fast when I'm dieting, so we're going to see how that goes. Okay, what do we have on the store today? Well, we are going to talk about the kidnapped boy who was kidnapped 73 years ago, and he was just recently found alive and well, living a normal life on the other side of the country. And through DNA and, like, you know, those DNA testing sites that you can send ancestry stuff, that started the things in motion, and the families ended up connecting with this gentleman across the way. And then finally they connected and they figured it all out. He was in fact kidnapped 73 years ago. And luckily, I don't know what he went through, but he's lived his life. He's got a house. He's not, it's a good story. We're going to talk about that one. And I know somebody, I couldn't find it to save my life, but the last live stream I did, there was a autistic child, a child with autism, depending on how you want to say it, who went missing. And I was trying to get the word out, be on the lookout for this guy. He's pretty much just bringing awareness to this missing person. And somebody sent me a link on Facebook, and I could probably find it here in a minute, that he was found. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's a follow-up news story. So I started looking for it. And I was looking in the news stories on Google, autistic child found. That's what I Googled, right? And you're not going to believe how many cases in the last couple of weeks of autistic children who have perished. And it kind of caught me off guard, because I'm like, whoa, this seems like a reoccurring thing that happens a lot more commonly than I would ever think. You know what I mean? So we're going to go over that. And there is a missing man. He went hiking in Yellowstone. He tried to, I guess he was going to summit Eagle Peak in Yellowstone, and he went off on his hike and he vanished. So the search is on for him. And something I wanted to touch base with you guys, and this is one of those things that you guys all know what's going on, but today was supposed to be the day that the founder of Adventures with Purpose was supposed to be going to trial. Today was the day of his trial. And come to find out, it didn't happen. And I want to go over some stuff with you guys and choose my words carefully, and you guys be the judge. Tell me what I'm missing, because if you have no idea what I'm talking about, there is a gigantic question mark on this one. And I'm kind of curious what's going on with it. And then above all that, well, not above all that, but after all of that, we're going to dive into Facebook, go over some of your messages, bring you into the conversation, see what's going on. I tell you what, I'm kind of amped up right now. I don't know why. Last time I was live, I was really tired and down, but today I'm feeling pretty good. I'm kind of up there. I feel like I'm not on any drugs, illegal drugs, but I'm feeling pretty good today. So I'm also incredibly thirsty. I still have my towel in here. I can wipe the stuff off here real quick. Let me see here. So Kitty Coo, she's talking about the Jared case. And like I said, that's one of the weird things that I want to go over. But let's dive into the chat room really quick, see what's going on. I also noticed that we are popping off on Rumble. I'm so glad the Rumble community is here to join me. 461 people watching, 254 over on YouTube. Got an audience of 727. And I gave Facebook a rest. So if you guys was trying to watch me on Facebook, sorry, but there's no way to monitor the comments or the chat. So I really didn't get a big one either, a big audience. And Twitch, no. So I kind of turned all of those off. So now we're just YouTube, X, and locals. That's what we're doing right now. So cool. Let's run with it. Too much sugar. No, probably not enough sugar. Honestly, the diet. I don't know if you guys diet crazy, but like I do crazy diets, and after a while, I start feeling better. Because like when you're out of shape and you're fat and you're eating like crap, your metabolism slows. You're fatigued. You're down in the dumps. It's just you always feel like crap. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but once you cleanse, so to speak, get all that crap out of your system, you get a pick me up. I can feel it, and I like it. So let's just keep going with that, right? 275 on YouTube. Sorry. The numbers keep growing. So let me see if I can share my screen with you and show you the gentleman that was found who was kidnapped 70 years ago. Now, fingers crossed this works. Oh, you know what? I didn't even set it up. So give me no, yeah, I did. What am I talking about? I know what's going on here. Presentation? Is that what we do? There we go. So this guy right here, this is the guy. His name is Roger Al. Now, it's spelled how it is, so I'm just going to say it how it is. Roger Albino. Now, it could be pronounced a different way, but we're just going to run with it. But anyway, this gentleman right here is Roger Albino, and this guy over here is his younger brother, Louise. And they reunited finally June. And is this not the best outcome? Now, the only crazy thing is the family had to go through not knowing where their child was their entire life. Now, I read through the story, and I don't want to read it word for word for you guys, but I mean, in a nutshell, I want to say albino, but I don't want to call him by his last name. What was it again? Roger. I knew it was Roger. Let me go back up here really quick. So, like, let me see here. At age 6, he was snatched from a public park and 70 years ago. And that was the last time anybody ever saw him. Let's see here. 6-year-old Louis Albino, one of 5 children who moved from Puerto Rico to San Francisco with their mother, Antonia, was playing with his 10-year-old brother, Roger, on February 21st, 1951, in San Francisco's Jefferson Square Park, when he was approached by a woman who spoke to him in Spanish. Let me see here. It looks like he was lured by Candy, and the boy followed. Roger followed them for a while before heading home to tell an adult, but they were gone. That sucks. So he was kidnapped 70 years ago, and from what I was reading, let me see if I can go down here and find this again. This is like the hardest part of trying to do these stories for you, is I want to look professional, but at the same time, I just can't memorize all this good stuff. But from what I read, the family, they did some DNA testing, genealogy stuff. They never gave up hope that he was dead, and finally they got a hit on one of them DNA search things like Ancestry.com, and it was only like a 20-something% match, like a cousin type match. And they followed it and pursued it, and they finally got a chance to get him on the phone, and they just connected, and they put the dots together, and poof, there you go. Sadly, though, I believe the mother passed away, as you'd expect. It's been a long time, so sadly, she had to go through her entire life not knowing, right, where a kid went. I could imagine your entire life. Like I'd be messed up my entire life. Like 20 years down the road, people think you're fine. You're not fine. You'll never stop thinking about your kid. You'll always wonder whenever you see a child walking down the street. I couldn't imagine having a child taken and have to live my entire life not knowing where they went. But that's crazy talk. But I mean, it's a really cool story. Let me see. DNA test just for fun. I'm trying to see which one it was. A DNA test that Aliquin took just for fun turned up a match for an uncle across the country on the east coast of the U.S. That's crazy. Reached out to him, didn't get a response. Let me say, tried again this year using newspaper clippings, closed the loop. And they confirmed came from the FBI and California Department of Justice, who obtained DNA from Lewis and Aliquin's mother. That's awesome. So let me see here. Are the kidnappers still I want to say, are the kidnappers still alive is what you're trying? Yeah, there you go. From what I am reading, I don't think the story mentions them, but I mean, you see, he's a elderly gentleman. I don't believe whoever raised him is with us anymore. But from what I read, somebody snatched him, took him to this family, and they raised him as their own. So it was a snatch. It was kind of like, I guess it happens all the time. You get kidnapped. It's like kind of like it's not adoption because you kidnapped the child, but essentially, like, I don't know. They probably bought him, and they delivered the kid, and they paid the kidnapper the money, and then that was that. And then they raised the kid as their own, and eventually, he probably forgot about original mom and stuff like that. I don't know. It's pretty crazy, but maybe it doesn't look good on you. Jason Lee, I have no idea what you're talking about because I haven't talked about that guy in forever. But by all means, keep it up. So this is what I was talking about. when I was searching for the child with autism who was missing, I went and searched autistic child found. I was looking for a news story. And all these stories popped up. Autistic boy found dead after long search 7 hours ago. 5-year-old autistic child found dead in Harris County retention pond 2 days ago. Houston native. Now, one of these might be duplicate. I think these two are both duplicates. But we're talking like 4 or 5 different stories. Autistic boy 5 vanished from his home in a diaper while barefoot, found dead in a lake. Canton, Mississippi, 2 weeks ago, found dead in a pond. That's the same one. I mean, you keep scrolling. It's just nuts. Rescuers recovered the body. Golly, man. That is crazy. A autistic boy in Idaho a month ago. That's pretty wild, isn't it? I mean, it's what could cause what is the trend and why does it keep happening to these autistic children? Because I've been learning a lot with children with autism because of because of Sebastian Rogers, mainly because like he's the one we talk about so much. But then you dive into it and look at all these kids who are missing, who are autistic, children with autism. I'm trying to say that right. And they're all end up in a body of water, like that. I mean, geez. Maryland Pond. I don't know. Like, yeah, there's another pond one. Found dead in a lake. Found dead in a pond near apartment complex. Retention pond. So apparently, albino. Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know what to think, but I just kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion on that because, obviously we have missing children every day and they go missing in all different ways of life. But it seems like when you put the word autism with the child, it all wraps around wandering, bodies of water, and sadly they're passing away. Now, there are children that are being found safe. There was that one child who was like out in the middle of a swamp, but the cops got to him in time, luckily. But that's like one success story. But like all these children are drowning in ponds and lakes, and they have autism. What is causing this, and what can we do, or what can the parents do, I guess, so to speak, to be more careful? Because it's not just an isolated incident. This is a trend. This is the thing that happens all the time. Apparently, a lot more than I ever would have thought. Let me see here. One would think it would be hard to live without a birth certificate, no social security number. True, but can't you forge all that stuff? I mean, we're in a digital day and age. Isn't it easy just to forge all that stuff up? I have no idea, but I would assume there's ways. Money talks. I don't know if the people who raised him had lots of money. I don't know. I read yesterday about Madeline McCann body found. It was a scam. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. I told you about that last time I was live. The scams are everywhere, and they're getting people where it hurts the most because everybody has a heart. And when they see a missing child post, first thing they want to do is share it. First thing they want to do is read it. They want to click on it. They want to see what's going on. And it's a scam. It's a phishing scam. That's all they're doing. And it sucks because it's like, that's like the worst way you could scam somebody. It's messed up. It's almost like scamming elderly people, like steal all their life savings. Heartless people out there. I tell you what, they don't care. Never allow VAC. What do you mean? How is it compared to average children that are found that way? Kids love water and can run off quickly. I guess it's just crazy to read all these stories about children with autism. I mean, maybe it's just a coincidence I came across all these stories because I Google searched autistic child found. I mean, if I can get rid of that, child found, I mean, that changes everything. Parents of child found alone in Katy Park, found 8-year-old. See, there's horror stories after horror stories. Mother and disabled 8-year-old girl found dead, murder, suicide. Jeez. It's kind of overwhelming when you're like just going through the internet reading stories about missing people. You're looking, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to read all this stuff, especially children. Children are that'd be the hardest to deal with. Sorry. Gotta check my phone really quick. See what's going on out there. I'm gonna rub my nose real quick. It makes you wonder if a parent of a child with autism gets tired of them and takes them to the water, then say the child went missing. I'm going to say that would be an isolated incident, but not unheard of. Case in point, suspectedly, allegedly, we don't know the theory, one of many theories, is Sebastian Rogers, the 15-year-old child with autism who vanished without a trace out of his home in the middle of the night in his PJs, barefoot. Mom was the only person there. And it's I don't know, man. I mean, if I was pointing fingers, that's kind of where my finger would go. But, you know, I'm not downright accusing her of anything. But I mean, it really doesn't look good if you think about it. But I mean, who I don't know. Who am I? I'm just one man's opinion. But yeah, it happens all the time. Like parents, you know, raising children is hard nonetheless. And then raising a child with a disability or, you know, special needs is extra challenging. And sometimes I would guess you could break under the pressure, and parents have done it before. You've read stories about that. They snap and they can't handle it. It's possible. You're right. But that story is so fishy. Absolutely. I mean, that's crazy. Did you hear how, I didn't even know what to think about this, and I haven't looked too far into it. Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to be getting himself involved in Sebastian Rogers' case. Is that not what I mean, come on. I mean, look at the guy. I mean, if is he even that good? I mean, we all seen his shows on TV. It's all scripted and dumb. I mean, is he really going to be the knight in shining armor that shows up and solves the case when all of these, you know, how many people have been actively searching for this guy, this child, you know, and then all of a sudden Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to show up? I mean, that is ridiculous. But you know what? More eyes, the better. I just hope he doesn't come in thinking his shit don't stink, because that's probably the last thing you need to do when looking for a missing child. I didn't get a social security number until I was 16. No one got one earlier. Wasn't needed. There you go. Let's see here. Records weren't kept by the state until very recently. Dogs searching for Summer. Oh, I thought he was searching for Sebastian Wells. My bad. Well, even still, same concept. Like, he's showing up to search for Summer Wells, the missing girl that just vanished without a trace. Same area too. So maybe he'll do both. Either way, I'm not expecting miracles with that. But, you know, has crazier things happened? Because that would be a wild one. Dog the Bounty Hunter shows up, finds Sebastian, finds Summer. That I'd feel pretty stupid about myself. I'd be like, dang, I was wrong. I guess that guy does know what he's doing. I highly doubt it. I thought he was in jail. Dog is in it for the money. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, that's how he gets paid. You know, they film his stuff. You know, obviously he's going to show up with a camera crew, and he's going to walk around with his fingerless gloves and his glasses and his big ass hair, you know, and make an idiot out of himself and probably make $1 million off that episode. And kids will still not be found. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So moving on, let me jump over here. Him, his brother, and son went into MX, got someone the FBI couldn't get. What is MX? Enlighten me. I'm not sure what you're saying there. DL Nug. It's Nug on the down low. I like it. And it's Sebastian. Okay. Sean will possibly get information. He found out about the Brian Laundrie camp trip. Hey, you know, to each your own. I hope he figures something out. He just looks like a goofball. That's the whole reason to take. You can't. It's hard to take that guy serious. He looks weird. That's all I'm saying. Not Summer. He is helping with Sebastian. Yeah, maybe he'll help with both. It's all good. How old was the Roger when he was kidnapped? The Roger, let me go back up to this story really quick. It said he was, let's see, 6-year-old Louis was was playing with his 10-year-old brother, Roger. Dang. So he was 10 when he was kidnapped. So I take that back. He probably remembers all of that. You know, I thought he was 6 years old when he got snatched, but a 10-year-old getting kidnapped, he probably remembered all of that, you know, but as a kid, what are you going to do? I mean, eventually, I guess, man, I would love to hear the story, to be honest with you. Like, how did you adapt to that, knowing that they took you away from your mom? Yeah, but you, at 10 years old, I remember things when I was 10, not everything, but like there are highlights I could think of when I was 9 years old. I could tell you all kinds of stuff because I went to summer vacation to come see my dad, you know, and I got poison oak all over my face. You know, it was crazy stories like that. We was driving down the road on a motorcycle and I got a bug in my eyeball and I screamed like a girl. I remember that. So I'm sure he remembers being taken away. So that's crazy. I'm kind of hoping he tells the story because I heard he's not interested in talking to news agencies and stuff like that, but it looks like he has a little bit. But I don't think he's going to be doing a documentary or anything anytime soon. But you never know. Somebody might talk him into it. What's all this waving going on here? I got lots of hands in the chat. Somebody saying hi. Be part of the Nug Nation. Hey, I made a live. Hi. Everybody says hi. Can yay. Okay, cool. There's a fascination with nature that draws autistic into a zone that they don't realize the dangers. Just a suggestion. All right. And let me see. My niece has twins, both autistic. She teaches others the same. She teaches others the same to talk. All right. All right. Moving right along. Let me see if I can pull this screen up here for you guys. One more time. Maybe two. So this is the gentleman who is missing in Yellowstone National Park. His name is Austin King. He's a 22-year-old concession worker, and he has been missing since September 17th after he did not show up to his boat pickup following a 7-day backcountry trip to summit Eagle Peak. Now, right off the bat, I can tell you guys right now, this guy is a seasoned hiker. He went out on a boat. You know, they dropped him off. He stayed in contact with park rangers, you know, with a satellite phone or walkie-talkie or whatever. And he was scheduled to be picked up, you know, so many days later, and he never showed up. And it has gone quiet. So they are scouring the area. It says here, according to the release, it was last heard from September 17th. I see. He called friends and family from the summit of Eagle Peak in the park's remote southeast corner. So he summited Eagle's Peak, and on his way back down, something happened and he vanished. This doesn't sound now. What's the date here? 24th, 17th, like 10 days, couple weeks maybe. He could still be alive. He is. Well, no, I take it. Well, you know what? I hope he's still alive. But like, I want to think. I'm trying to be optimistic here, but like, you know, like I want to read farther on down here. Somebody said that let me see if I can find it. Let me see the authorities, research, so rescue teams. Saturday 21st with aerial and ground search assistance. His camp and personal belongings were found in the Upper Howell Creek area that evening. So that part sucks because I wonder what happened because like his campsite and personal belongings were still there, but he was missing. Why would he wander off from his campsite without any supplies? Did he go to use the restroom? Was he attacked by an animal? There are grizzlies in Yellowstone. There are cougars. There are wolves. It is, it's possible. That would be crazy sad. But what the hell is going on in the chats? Well, we're just gonna have to fix that. Man, they got no moderators. Man, Simon, what are you doing? All right, well, got rid of that. I don't know. I don't quite understand what the rainbows are about, but why is everybody doing rainbows? Am I missing something here? I just hid this lady. I hid Jessica from Texas. Should I not have done that? Maybe I'll unhide her now since everybody else is doing it. Oh, Jesus. Now I feel really stupid. You guys were trying to tell me that the camera went off, and then I went off and like hid Jessica. But I brought her back. Jessica, you're back. I'm sorry about that. So stupid. I'm telling you, man, I got to get a new camera. I couldn't see myself on my computer, so I didn't know it went rainbowy on me. But you guys could still hear me, though, right? I think you could hear me, but you couldn't see me. That's what I'm thinking. Look at the camera. Sorry. We can't see your pretty face. Your grandpa. Oh, my gosh. Well, either way, I hope you guys heard all that. You don't need to look at me anyways. You just gotta hear my beautiful voice and listen to the story. But long story short, they are searching. They found his campsite. He is still missing. If you are in the Yellowstone area, I don't know, keep an eye out for him. I don't know where he could have went. That isn't a good ending for this because they found his belongings at his campsite. Where could he have went to? He couldn't be very far from his campsite. Did he trip and fall, bonk his head? Did an animal scoop him up and haul him off somewhere? Is he up a tree somewhere? Sounds crude, but I think cougars, they will pull their dead or their catch up a tree. I think bears bury their catch. I'm not sure, but I think they hide it maybe. I'm not sure, but will they eat it? I don't know. This is all sounding really horrible, but yeah. So I don't know. Just want to get that out there. I mean, it's really nothing I can really do except put that out there for the world to see. And maybe you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys got an idea. It's a really pretty place though. I wonder I wonder where what is this thing here? Summit, or what is it called? Eagle Peak. I wonder what Eagle Peak looks like. Let's see here. Eagle Peak, Yellowstone. Ooh. So maybe that is. Let's see if we can get a 3D image of this thing. Oh man, he was definitely going. Oh wow. I thought it was going to be something like, down here somewhere, but apparently he was going for a big one up there past the snow caps and stuff. That's pretty wild. Dangerous too. But I guess he summited it. He called his buddies, he called his family and friends, and then he made it. They found his campsite, so he's got to be around there somewhere. Honestly, hope he didn't fall. I'm sure. Like this is. Somebody said drone. This is prime search and rescue country. You know what I mean? Like this is the place where there are resources everywhere. Right? We got the Tetons. We got Teton National Park, Yellowstone. We got all kinds of other places around this area. There are search team, rangers, cops, volunteers. I guarantee you they're not shorthanded when it comes to searching for missing people. But we also got to think about how vast this area is and how far he could have somehow went. I don't think he went very far, but we'll see. I'm late for a very important date, Bezos says. All right. Bears and cougars feeling hungry. Glad you're back, Jessica. Maybe you had a health problem. Never worry, rainbow stuff not important. Had a professor who worked at Yellowstone every summer. One summer, she got chased up a tree by a grizzly bear. Yeah, that's a big negative for me. Like, I live around bears, but we're talking about black bears, Georgia black bears. They are as skittish as a feral cat, right? Chances are you won't even see one of these things. My hat straight. You won't even see a black bear around here. You're just going to see his big butt running away. Grizzly bears, on the other hand, no bueno. They won't run. They'll look at you, and they're just thinking, how am I going to kill this guy? Because I'm definitely going to do it, but I just want to know how. You ever see when they're walking, they're just chill, but you can see in their eyes, like, I could walk like this all day, and I'm still going to catch you. Those things are terrifying. If you get mauled, oh my geez, I couldn't imagine running face to face with a grizzly. Where are you? I mean, I guess you can go up a tree, but can't they climb trees? Or if the tree's small enough, can they knock it down? But luckily, I don't have to worry about that here because the black bears are just big old feral cats. That's it. Thermal drones are around 9,500. I was going to Yeah, like the one I found one that I liked. It's it's the DJI M30T, I think, something like that. It's like 8. I've seen it for 8, but then you get like the package 95. Yeah, you'll spend $9,000-$10,000. But I mean, if you're in this business of search and rescue, it's a very vital tool, and I talk about it every time. I just want you guys to know that that is one of that's on the top of my list, because there's so many cases just since I've been doing these live streams that I heard of that I was like, man, I would have loved to have helped out. Like, hey, so and so just the motorcycle crash people. They crash all the time off the road. Nobody sees it. That one dude, Idaho, he was found alive. Luckily, 6 days he crashed out, and he was broken and beat up, but he was alive next to a creek. So he was just drinking the creek water, and he had a SOS thing, a Garmin InReach, and that's how he was found. So yeah, the drones are great. Thermal drones, man, can't say good more than can't speak. Know what I'm talking about. Can't say enough good things about them. That's what I'm trying to say. I couldn't live where bears are, even places crocs are loose. Not a lot that in the UK. True. Bears here, they're harmless. Other places, not so much. Alligators are a different story. I definitely don't like swimming in waters where I know there's alligators. Makes me nervous because people get attacked every year by alligators. A couple people, so I want to say few die every year. I mean, it's just statistics. I think it's got to be. There's some guy got mauled in South Carolina here not too long ago, and his story was spooky to say the least. He was underwater, he's doing his thing, and he surfaced, and the bubbles, you have the constant bubbles on the surface. That's we could see scuba divers, the bubbles, right? This alligator, big one, it was mating season, so it's an extra danger. Saw them bubbles and didn't like it, so he swam out to the bubbles, and he just sat there watching those bubbles, right? Dude surfaced, and he surfaced in those bubbles, and he surfaced in that gator, bam, hit him, and the fight was on. And like he saw the gator lunge at him, he put his arm up, and it locked onto his arm. And his story goes, he knew, his instinct, like, I don't know, this is what he said. He said he knows about the alligators like to roll. They'll roll, they'll twist off the meat, something like that. They'll rip his arm off like really fast. So he essentially pulled his body, like he wrapped his legs around the gator and held on to it. So if he rolled, he wouldn't, twist his arm off. And so he had a screwdriver, and he was stabbing the alligator in the eye, trying to get him to let go. And the gator suddenly just went to the bottom of the river that they was in and laid on him, because I guess he was like upside down holding onto the gator. And so the gator just laid there. Essentially, that's what they do when they catch a meal. They'll pull it into the water and take it down and drown it, And so that's what he was trying to do. And so dude's underwater, and he's like, I'm going to run out of air. This thing won't let me go. I can't get my arm out of his mouth. And so eventually he said that he's like, it's either my arm or my life. So hell with it. So I guess he stood up, like either on the gator itself or like on the ground. And he just everything he had, he just pulled his arm, and it didn't rip his arm off, but it kind of like it filleted him, so to speak, because the teeth going down the whole arm. So it messed his arm up pretty bad, but he kept it, and he made it to the surface and got out of the water and made the news. Hell of a story. He was out there shark tooth hunting, and crazy shit it's crazy. But alligator is better than a crocodile. Yes, and luckily there are no crocodiles anywhere around here except down in the Everglades. Which is terrifying because I didn't know crocodiles were native here, but I think they're invasive species, just like gators are, and Burmese pythons and all kinds of other crap down south at Florida. And man, if you ever get a chance to safely go down to South Florida, just look around. They're everywhere. It's a jungle down there, down near Naples. Naples is so pretty, but there are gators and critters everywhere. It's wild. And I'm sugarcoating it when I say they're everywhere. Literally everywhere. They're like freaking cockroaches. Crazy looking for shark teeth to get bit by a gator. I know, right? It'd be weird. Would it be even weird if you're looking for shark teeth and you got bit by a shark? That'd be kind of weird too. It's almost like the shark is pissed. You're like, oh, I put that there for a reason. And then they bite him. I don't know. Divers carry rope. I x-rayed so many. All right. Okay, so we've been going for 39 minutes. So here's what I want to talk about because I am curious and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. And I know we have a Twilight movie situation here where it's Team Jacob versus Team Vampire Guy. I already forget his name. God, what was his name? I forget. But you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about here is Jared, Adventures with Purpose. Today was supposed to be his trial, right? Today was the first day of his trial for a very horrible crime. Now, I don't know what you guys think about it, and I'm not going to point fingers, basically because I don't want to get sued. I know what I think happened, and that's what I believe in, and I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm thinking because we don't hang out no more. That's my belief. You can't hate me for it. Love it or hate it. You know, that was my decision. So I wanted to run some stuff by you and see what your guys' thought was. So it says, like, because there's lots of people on Reddit and on Twitter or X, depending on what you're saying, that you know, they're staying very up to date with this stuff. So like they posted all these papers and stuff, and I wanted to kind of read some with you here. And so it says like his trial was set for today for felony, 2 counts, felony child R, right? And I don't even want to say the word because I don't want to make YouTube angry, but you guys know what I'm talking about. 9-year-old cousin, you know, back when he was a teenager, 16, 17, maybe. Now, however, apparently he accepted a plea deal for lesser charges. And then after that, the judge ordered the case sealed. So nobody knows anything. Now, what does that mean? Anybody in the chat or anybody in watching this, what does it mean to... Okay, so he accepted a plea deal. So that means he accepted guilt. Does that mean he was found guilty? Because I don't see why they would seal I don't see why this would be sealed if he was found innocent, right? Or if, you know, like, do you feel what I'm saying? It does. What I'm trying to just understand. He accepted a plea, so he admits guilt. Then what? What happens then? Because I've looked on the Utah sex offender registry, and he's not on it, or the national one either. So was that part of the plea? I don't know, but I want your guys' input. Was he... Did he admit guilt? Is he guilty? And if he is, you gonna keep watching him? Just saying. But what do you guys think? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, your face is not on, just voice. I'm looking at myself. I should be on. I don't know. No rainbow. But anyway, let me see what you guys are saying in the comments here. What happened? Robert Hall, he is guilty. He still has a strong following. I can't explain it to save my life. Like a long time ago when this first came out, I said my piece. I did a live stream and I walked away. All right. Best thing to do, distance myself. I believe what I believe, and that was it, right? But now it has come Judgment Day. Everybody was waiting for this day. Will he be found innocent? Will he finally have his say? Will he be, what is it called, vilified? Will he be exonerated? Will he walk away from this triumphant and bash all of the naysayers out there who doubted him? All of that shit, right? Or he accepted a plea deal and now it's sealed and nobody knows anything, but yet he's still out there doing what he does like nothing has ever happened. And everybody seems to be okay with that. I don't understand. I'm legit confused on that whole part. That's why I need you guys to help me. Am I hating on the guy? No. I hated on him a long time ago. I wiped my hands of it and I walked away. But now it seems like, the guy just said, you know what? Guilty. I'm guilty. I admit guilt. I'm that's it. What do you guys think? It means he got away with it, and for people that don't know about him may never know. Sealed means no public can see the evidence. Makes no sense. He could plead to a lesser charge and get a lesser conviction. Now, isn't that crazy that you can do that? How messed up is the state of Utah, for starters? Because, I mean, from what I'm reading, it's on Twitter, it's on X, whatever. If you just go to X, if you go to Google, if you go to YouTube, you go to any of these platforms, Jared Lysak, all of this shit's going to come up. You're going to know more than I know, probably, because it's everywhere. It's not a secret. So it blows my mind that he still has a channel at all. But I'm just confused. I'm just confused. You know, and what does that mean? Like, he was charged with 2 felonies of one of the worst crimes I could possibly think of, right? And then he gets a plea deal out of it, and then he gets a lesser charge, and then he gets to walk away scot-free. I don't understand. That makes no sense. What is? I guess Utah just don't care about those kind of crimes. I guess they got more important things to deal with than protecting children. I don't know. Let's see here. He admitted guilt in the emails he sent. Hunker down for the storms. I can see you. We hear you and see you. Blah, blah, blah. He may accept a plea just because the lawyer may not be able to try it. He took the plea, and it's part of the plea deal because he doesn't want anyone to know what he did. That's kind of hard to hide. Now, granted, now there's still all of this question marks, you know? Like, people who are following him and still are on his side, nothing's going to change. They're still going to think the same thing. But it's just spooky to not know. I thought for sure this was going to be put to bed and everybody could walk away from it. But because, believe it or not, this was huge. This is huge. This was the guy that started this, right? This was the guy that showed us everything. This was the guy. We looked up to this guy. This was the man. And then this came out, and we're just all like, kick square in the balls. What? You know, so we was all waiting, like, what is going to happen? You know, what's going to happen? Will he be found innocent? Is he guilty? What's going to happen? And now this, sealed, quiet, question mark. Nobody's ever going to know anything. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Let's see here. Sealing the case means hiding the victim and nobody can see what was done in punishment. I speed through his videos sometimes and give a thumbs down. I unsubscribed as soon as he hit the news. Often records are sealed when there's a minor involved. That's the only thing I could think of is they were minors when the crime took place. So that could be what they're leaning on towards sealing of the case, right? But you would think since he said okay, he took a plea deal, he pleaded guilty to a lesser charge, and you know, apparently a slap on the wrist, the case closed. Why would it be sealed then? You know, or like why would they hide everything? Why would they hide guilty? You know, why would they hide that? Why would they hide? All I can tell you is he pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and he was sentenced to, or he was or something like that. That's what everybody was wondering, you know, or he was found innocent or he was found not guilty. You know, we was all wondering that. Let's see. Hoaxing the world. Jared was not guilty. Liar. We understand. She came forward when she had. See, that's what I'm saying. Hoaxing the world. To each their own. I'm not hating on anybody. You can lean left. You can lean right. You can lean Jared. You can lean not. It's all good in the hood. I am just legitimately confused about the situation. That's why I'm trying to learn what it all means, you know, because it's just weird to me. I was just curious. Everybody was curious to know, like, this was the day of reckoning. This was the day that we was all going to find out what happened. And then this happened. So now we're like, great. Now we'll never know. It's sealed, shut, unless somebody blabs secretly on Reddit or something, which I wouldn't put it past people. I don't know. I'm sure he pled no contest. Mud sticks. I do not watch him anymore. Let's see here. I might be wrong, but by admitting guilt, he got a lesser charge and his record is sealed. I mean, that's probably what happened. might be sealed because he was a minor. Another thing was like, so he pleaded to a lesser charge of felony child R. That's what he was charged with, right? So he pleaded less than that, but then he still gets to walk away from the registry. Like he doesn't have to register as a sex offender, or does he? Or how long does that take to update on the websites? Kind of curious about that one too. Let's see what everybody else is saying here. It's all about money. Somebody else said, like, well, he has money. He's a celebrity. He can do what he wants. He is a YouTube celebrity. All right. He is not Kanye. All right. He's not that caliber. He's a YouTube personality, right? He makes a damn good living. Don't get me wrong, but he's not swimming in hundreds of millions of dollars that he could pay off government officials or some shit, you know? So I don't think he paid his way out of this. He probably just paid a lot of lawyers to do a lot of, I don't know. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up on all the comments here. The state of Utah recently changed the laws regarding statute of limitations. If not for the change, no charges would have been filed. Yeah, I heard that a long time ago. That's how this all came to light, I guess. I think they tried him as a minor because of the R occurred. It was closed court. All the court dates are canceled for today, and yes, it was sealed. Do you realize they have a second channel exploring with a mission? I've seen that around. I didn't know he had anything to do with it, but whatever. They have to give him time. Oh, so he has to be the one to register himself. I thought it just automatically happened. So they probably gave, if that's going to happen, they probably gave him a date. You know, like you have to be registered by this date or you'll be charged, something like that. Because I've seen people get charged before, like on cops or something. They get arrested for a warrant, failed to register, something like that, and they go to jail because they didn't register. Maybe that's something. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Money talks and bullshit walks. Absolutely. The DA and Jared's attorney could agree to plead guilty to a lesser charge and do no jail time. I never thought he was going to go to jail, to be honest with you. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought probation. I thought restitution, maybe a fine. I definitely thought registry, and that's what I thought. I never thought they'd send him to jail for this, honestly. But if they did, I would have kind of been surprised if he did. Just the way the system is. You have to pay to get your records sealed. Mm-hmm. Every state is different on requiring to register as a sex offender. Don't call person liar just for their own opinion. If a person was able to finally confront the person as an adult, especially seeing a person around the hand. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and I'm trying to keep this as neutral as possible because I honestly, what I'm trying to share with you is what I'm reading in front of me, not my opinion, even though you guys know what my opinion is. But I am past it. Now I'm just being a voice to share with you, and you guys can give me knowledge. Makes sense? That's kind of what I'm doing. Sealed to protect the victim. Why are you talking about him? Because this is what I do. I talk to you guys about shit that I find out on the internet, and this is kind of a big deal. The guy who started this whole missing person niche is wrapped up in this huge situation, and finally there's some stuff going on about him on the internet again, and sounds like something worth talking about, don't you think? If you don't talk about it, it just disappears. Make sense? Weird. So with that being said, that's all I got on Jared. We'll see what happens in the future. I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, there's lots of people who are way more committed to this. To each their own. I have lots more. I have lots of other stuff to do. But now that I talk to you guys, I'm kind of just see what you guys thought, because I haven't done this yet with anybody, on this caliber of a live stream. So Why did the victim wait so long to tell anybody? That's one of a million questions lots of people are asking. Did you get the American flag boots? No, I did not get the American flag boots. I posted on Instagram. I was at a Western store with my family. My parents were in town, and we was looking at, they was buying pants or something, and I was walking in the cowboy boot section, and I seen some patriotic boots that had "We the People" on them. Those was really cool looking. But no, I didn't buy those. I looked at them. I took a picture to show you guys what you thought. That would have been, I don't know if I could pull it off, to be honest with you. I'm not one for cowboy boots. I used to wear them when I was younger just to be dumb. They were uncomfortable, to be honest with you. But obviously, I didn't have a good pair that was broken in and form fitted to my feet. So, I don't know. And they're expensive. Like, that was an expensive brand, to be honest with you. So other than that, let me jump over here really quick. See what if you guys posted lots of stuff on Facebook. I'd like to talk about every so often. Actually got a few messages on here. Of course, this one is spam. This is a news story about a 10-year-old who went missing in the woods and was found with help of a thermal imaging drone. I don't know if you guys have seen this story out yet, but you can see they show the drone flying over. They spot the little girl. She's curled up in the fetal position, essentially sleeping in the grass out in the woods. And they located her with the drone. How cool is that? Another success story with these drones. And it's so cool, to say the least. So it says she went missing in the woods of Louisiana and was found safely and is now back home with her family thanks to the thermal imaging drone. She went missing at 10 p.m. Apparently, she sleepwalked into the woods near her Shreveport, Louisiana home. Dang, that's crazy. So, little girl sleepwalks, huh? The family and neighbors had already been looking for her for about an hour. The state police, hundreds of volunteers worked together, including a drone operator who traveled about 40 miles from Arkansas to Louisiana to lend a hand. That's what I want to do. That's right there. If I have one of these drones, I'm hitting the road. Stories like this, a child went missing in the woods. We need a drone. I'd be there. I'd be there in a heartbeat. It'd be sweet. But yep, luckily she was found safe and sound. Found safe and sound. How cool is that? I like to read about that. Cool. What happened to the young man who Jared was suing? I felt he got the worst end of this all. That's Josh Cantu, and I don't know any updates. I just know he raised a buttload of money for his legal defense, and that's the last I've heard. So I don't have any updates. I haven't seen any of his videos. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm subscribed to him, but I haven't seen anything of him for a while. But I might not be getting notifications. You know how YouTube is. Make the U.S. flag neutral again. Drone clubs need to be read into these stories. Okay. I always watch Nug and Adam videos. Great videos. Thank you so much. Tomorrow I have to go town to stop at the bank. Someone is stealing money from my account. Number on my statement points to a scam. Gee, you should call the bank, man. Why wait? Like, don't they have a 24/7 or something? Some fraud alert hotline? Freeze your assets, freeze your money, freeze everything, man. Scammers will clean you out. Luckily, the banks usually give you your money back, but it still sucks because somebody's out there shopping with your money. That happened to Adam. I totally remember that. A couple days ago, Adam said somebody got a hold of his business card and paid off a couple bills with his money. How stupid of a criminal do you have to be to steal somebody's credit card information and go pay your bills with a stolen credit card number? You literally just painted a treasure map to yourself for the cops. Dumbass. Just saying. But nobody ever said criminals are smart. That is it's kind of dirt. But luckily, he has a good bank. He got his money back. It's all good. And I really hope guys like that get locked up. What do banks do, like the fraud alert part? Like you call them like, hey, somebody stole my money, and they give it back to you. Is there like a police division that just literally chases down people who steal money out of the bank? I always wondered that. What is your cabin channel? It's called Saving the Cabin. Not much is going on over there right now because the cabin is just sitting here because Candace is hurting and I don't know. I could be working on it, but I'm working on other stuff. Oh gosh, rainbow. I saw it that time. Let me see. All right. What else we got in here in the Facebook that you guys have sent me? Let's see here. Got a nice letter from Rinda Fullwater. Jeremy and Adam, be safe out there. Thanks for helping families. Prayers and love. God bless. Very cool what you got. Very cool what you got in your ears. I'll take that and run with it. I missed a video call. It's always weird. I usually don't answer those, so don't call me on Facebook because chances are I'm not going to answer them. Thank you for the update. Man, well, there you go. So you guys got anything else for me? How is Candace? Munch Chan asked me in Rumble. Candace is in the same situation she was in last time I was live. Like I said, she's pretty much she's just idle. She's hurting. She's constantly in pain. Feels like crap. She just lays in the fetal position waiting for the doctor appointment. We went to the doctor today, got an ultrasound. Don't know the results. We go to the doctor Thursday twice. She gets another test, and then the doctors are going to figure something out from there. I'm hoping they schedule something to get a stent put in. That way, at least it'll clear the blockage, and they can figure something out in the future. Chances are they're going to put a stent in and wait a few weeks to see what happens. But this is exactly what they did last time, and eventually surgery was the only option. So how are you coping with the kids? I cope with the kids fine. It's all good. The only difference is I have to drive them to school now because Candace used to do that. And I pick Fiona up from cheerleading practice. But it's not a big deal because they're like 5 minutes away. It's a small town we're living in. Sydney G, you're not seeing it. I'll message you about it on Facebook. What you sending me, Sydney G? I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see here. YouTube supposedly button that was to get help notifications did the opposite. It stops the notifications and unsubscribes all you follow. That would be crazy. I don't know why they would do that, but like you click the notification bell and it unsubscribes you. That'd suck if it did that. But I call BS on the sleepwalking part. You never know, man. People sleepwalk, even kids. You ever heard of kids having night terrors? That is like if there's nightmares, then there's night terrors. I guess I used to have that when I was a kid, but it was, from what I remember, it was scary. It was like a scary nightmare that you're trying to wake up from, but you can't. You just freak the hell out. It's weird. How can I send cod liver oil to Miss Candace? Will that make her better? I don't know if she'll have that, but you can I don't know, I guess jump on our wish list and send it or something. I don't know. Somebody sent me this fan. It wasn't on my wish list. I guess I don't know how they did it. I think they sent it from Amazon. I'm not sure. Yeah, Amazon delivered it. So I guess there's a way if you really want to send her something. Can they put animal tubing in Candace's kidney? I'm going to say no. Probably because it's kind of the same as putting anything else in your body that's not human. For starters, you have to if a human wants to give you something, it's got to be compatible, right? Like same blood type and stuff like that. So an animal tube from a kidney, I don't think so. I've never heard any of the doctors bring that up. There was something though where they shave the inside of your cheek. They shave off they fillet your skin off, and essentially they roll it up like a doobie. And I guess they make that into a tube, but it's hit or miss if it'll work or stick. It's kind of like they're just gambling on the surgery. So if money was no object, what would be your dream holiday? I think somebody in here has asked me that before, and I couldn't answer it. But the first thing that comes to mind is Fiji. because I imagine it's quiet, it's beautiful, and that's about it. And it's that, yeah. If I wanted to unplug and relax, the most remote, beautiful place out in the ocean I could think of, Fiji. That's about it. I would think something crazy like that. It flushes the liver. I see. Can't transplant the. Oh, she's on here. Can't transplant the ureter. The cheek is called a buccal. The cheek is called a buccal patch to fix the ureter. Ah. Is Candace okay? She's fine. She just ain't feeling good. I asked Josh to reach out. I mean, don't worry. I don't think he wants to reach out, to be honest with you. But what about the way they use a pig heart for transplant? I mean, first time for everything, I guess. Other than that, man, that's all I got. I'm glad you guys stuck with me till the very end. I know there was a little bit of sensitive topics to discuss in this live stream. Ultimately, I'm just curious because I want to know, I want to know. I'm curious what it means, and we'll see what happens in the future because obviously people are going to be all over this. There's armchair, couch investigator people that are just obsessed with this whole thing. So we'll see what happens. The real question is if he's guilty and pled guilty and admitted guilt and all that stuff, are you still going to support him? I don't know. I mean, you guys, I won't judge. Let's just do that way. As long as you guys keep watching me and stick around, do what you want. Know what I mean? But other than that, let's do this again. I don't know. What do you think? We do it tomorrow? I know tomorrow's Wednesday. We're supposed to get this storm rolling in Thursday. Thursday at 8 p.m. is when the worst is supposed to hit us. So maybe I'll go live at 6. I don't know. I'm almost guaranteed the power will go out. So maybe I'll go live Thursday at 7 and we'll do like a hurricane hangout, right? And we'll just see what happens. You guys might be a witness to the cabin being blown down, and I'll be sitting here out in the rain. I don't even know. But you guys message me all you want, emails, all that stuff, and be sure to go to the nonprofit and consider donating. That is pretty much the main way that we are on the road. Gas is a nightmare, and with your help, we get to go out more. And we're currently trying to raise as much money as we can for this New York trip. I'm pretty optimistic that it's going to happen as long as Candace gets the stint. That will get her back on her feet. Things will start flowing better, and we'll go from there. If she doesn't get the stint, then New York is off. But that's October 5th is when we are out of here. So we'll see what happens. But you guys will know, and I know. Other than that, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let's do this again. I will see you probably Thursday.